Good morning, everybody. I am at my home studio today. However, I'm in a different spot than you normally see me. And I'm not by a computer. So I am not gonna be able to see comments very well. So I'll do my best on my phone. But I just had a couple things I wanted to show you that I thought would be fun out here. So my sewing studio at my house is just off the bonus room above our garage. And it's just a little room off of the end of our bonus room. So now this is our bonus room, and it's like a place to watch TV. My husband has his little workshop here for some featherweights. We have exercise equipment. We have storage. So it is like kind of the catch-all of spaces. But in this room, we had a big wall. So I decided to make my own design wall. So I wanted to tell you guys just how I did it, and I did it for pretty inexpensive. So at Home Depot or Lowe's or, probably any home improvement store, they sell insulation board, and there's a couple different kinds. There's some pink stuff I was looking online this morning so that I could tell you guys exactly. This stuff I believe was silver backed, and it's an inch thick, and it was they sell it in 4x8 sheets, and it's like $15, $16 a sheet. Now there's $30 a sheet. I don't think you need that stuff. That's more expensive. So it's cheap. It's $15 a sheet. Now I happen to have room for two 4x8 sheets. So I put two side by side, and so I have an 8x8 foot design wall. And I just duct taped them together, and then I covered them in batting. There's batting over here. And I don't think I sprayed it down. I was trying to remember because I did this several years ago. I don't think I sprayed it down. I think I just pulled it taut and duct taped it on the back. And then if I get these command strips that are the Velcro kind, I get them at Sam's Club. So I get a big pack of them, and I just put like 30 on the back of this foam board and stuck it to the wall. And it has been up here for 3 or 4 years now. I think we've lived in our house for 6 in this house, and I think it's been up there that whole time. Now, I know that not all of you are going to have an 8x8 foot space to put a design wall. Either you don't have a wall that big, you don't have a space that big near your sewing room, whatever the reason may be. But those foam boards would be very easy to cut down with just an X-Acto knife or a box cutter or even a pair of scissors. And so if you only had space for a 4x4 foot design wall, you could cut, but just by one board, cut it down, cover it with batting, do the exact same thing, and stick it wherever you can stick it. Also, if you can't stick it somewhere permanently, you could make it and tuck it behind a couch or to the side of your sewing machine or wherever. Make something however big you can, and then just pull it out and move it around wherever you need it. Pop it up somewhere, prop it up against a wall, prop it up against a chair, prop it up against a bookshelf, and have a movable design wall. I think it would work really well. Now what I love about it is, let's see, I don't know what the best way for me to show this to you is you can stick pins in it. It's kind of like a cork board or something where you could stick pins into it. And so I can, if I have something hanging on my design wall that's either not like staying up very well, or I need to make sure that things don't fall off or whatever, I can stick pins in it. So I have pins on the side, both sides of my design wall, that I can just use for my design wall. Now, I have batting. I have seen people use flannel. And you remember the old flannel boards that people used to use to tell, stories on or whatever. That's really dating me, I feel like, because I don't feel like my kids would know that. But I have seen people use flannel. I have not experienced that. I've just used batting. Now, my batting probably needs to be replaced. My cats have kind of played in the batting a little bit, and so I've got a little spot over here that you can't see, but it's a little bit torn up a little bit. It hasn't bothered me, but one day I will pull this down and replace the batting. So I think the batting was the biggest expense. If you use something small, you may even have scrap batting that you could use. So my experiences with batting, I don't have experience with flannel, but this entire quilt, is what I'm working on right now. Do you guys love it? This is going to be a store sample. Here, I'm going to pull you guys down a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Isn't it so pretty? I have this outer border here. I don't know if you can tell it's cream. I've got to sew one to the top and one to the bottom, and then I have one more reddish border that needs to go. Well, it's kind of cream with flowers. Anyway, I've got to cut one more border, and it goes all the way around the outside, and then I'm done with this quilt. So we have these quilts available in the store right now. They're available. So I feel like we're like a little bit tipped. I'm trying to prop you up a little bit. I forgot some of my stuff at the store today to show some of my video stuff. So anyway, maybe now we're too much. Anyway, so these kits are available at the store. The kit is called Miss Mitchell, and it is fantastic. This centerpiece is paper pieced, and then it's reverse appliqued into this square, which was really cool. I actually had Fran help me out with this centerpiece. And then these are all paper pieced, and all these half square triangles are paper pieced as well. So I've loved working on it. I'm not a fast quilter usually. I just have a lot of things going on in my life. But I really loved this. So if you're interested in this, let us know. We have kits at the store for this. So anyway, what I was going to say is this is a large quilt at this point. It's not done yet, but it's large. And I was able to just kind of stick it on the batting, and it stayed up. I stuck it up there last night, and it stayed up all night. I have had quilts fall down after a long period of time. I do have fans in this room. Sometimes the fans will, if they're on, it'll kind of blow my pieces around a little bit. But the batting really sticks really well. So I have loved having this design wall. It's not in my sewing room, it's just across the room from there. But it's where I had the wall space. It worked out really well for me. So I wanted to show you this and just show you that it was easy and fairly inexpensive. So I bought 2 pieces of that foam board, which were probably $15, $16. And then I think I bought a queen size batting to put on there. And then the command strips. So definitely, I would say less than $100 I've had this. And it's worked out fantastic for years. So, yeah, just wanted to show that to you. One day I'll have to show you what my mom uses. She uses something extremely portable, and it works really well for her. So one day, if I'm ever available to do something there, I wanted to show you that. So, okay, the next thing, I should tell you, Fran had another appointment today that she had to take care of. So that's why I'm here by myself. So we should be back together next week, hopefully. And so all is well. She's fine. She's just taking care of something else, which we all have to do every once in a while. So I wanted to talk to you about one other thing, and then I have some announcements. So don't let me forget the announcements. So how many of you have a kit that looks like this? It may or may not be in a cute village bag, or a kit that looks like this, okay? So let me tell you about a story of a kit that I had that looked very similar to this. So a couple years ago at Shop Hop, I sometimes get to go around to all the stores. Sometimes I don't because I work at Village and Shop Hop is so busy. But a couple years ago, I got to go around with my group that I go around with. And there was this fabric line that I just kept seeing at the stores and I fell in love with it. And so I ended up buying I bought some fat quarters first. Let me see if I can even open it up here. I brought my rolling table to be my display thing today. And I really just decided that I loved it. And you know how I know if I love fabric? If I have to reach out and touch it. Do any of you have that experience? Let's see if I can find, I think these are some of my original fat quarters that I bought. So this is the line is called Old Glory by Lella Boutique. And I fell in love with this. So there was also a kit that had this fabric in it. And so I bought the kit and loved the quilt. Absolutely loved it. Now, my problem is, and maybe none of you have this problem, but I have more kits than I have time at the moment. And I have a backlog of kits. So my mom and my aunt and I do a sew along about once a year. We don't go off a calendar necessarily. We kind of just go off the project that we do. And we are ready to start our new project. And so we picked a pattern, and the pattern is a Kim Dill pattern and made with her fabrics. I love Kim Dill. I would love to make this, but I thought I don't have enough Kim Dill fabric to make that quilt with what I just have. And so I thought, rather than going and buying stuff, what do I have that I could use? So I pulled out what I had of this, and I just didn't have enough variety or what I needed to make this quilt using this fabric with what I had in the yardage and the fat quarters and stuff. And so then I realized I have a kit with this fabric in it. And it looked just like this. It was in a bag. It was all nicely packaged. It had the pattern. It was great. And I thought, okay, if I pull all the fabrics out of that kit and use it to make this new quilt that I'm making with my mom and my aunt, is that okay? Is it okay to break up a kit and not use it for its intended purpose of what I purchased it for? And I decided that yes, it was. That's totally fine. That's totally okay. And so I took the kit apart. And so I ended up with fabric like this. I ended up with a bunch of these cuts from that kit. I ended up with the backing that I had originally bought. And then I went through my stash and pulled some fat quarters that I thought might be able to go with it as well. So I have a lot here. Oh, this came in the kit, a charm pack. And so as sad as I am that I'm not making the beautiful quilt that I originally bought the kit for, I know that I'm going to love any quilt that I make out of this fabric. And so I'm very excited. Now I did decide that I needed a little bit more colors. The original kit had a lot of blue in it, and then I had bought a lot of these gray kind of taupey fabrics. So I needed a little bit of red. So I bought just a little bit of the red, was able to find some on Etsy, and then we had some in our store actually still, even though the fabric line's a couple years old. Excuse me. So I bought a little bit of red fabric, and that's the only new things that I've bought. And I've got this whole stash of fabric that I can make this new sew along with my aunt. So what we wanted to talk about was using your stash and maybe using it in a way that you haven't thought about. So this kit, for example, this kit has tulip pink fabrics in it. Let me see if I can show you the quilt that it was originally designed for. So we had this in our store a year or two ago, I'm thinking, and I loved it. However, I bought the kit, right? So what that means is that I own the pattern, because this kit came with a pattern. Most of our kits do, not all of our kits do, but most of our kits come with a pattern. So I have a pattern and I have fabric, okay? I own the fabric and I own the pattern, and they don't necessarily have to go together. If I come up with a better idea or a different plan, or I decide I don't like this pattern anymore, or I decide I want to make it smaller, or whatever, I can do whatever I want with this kit, and it's okay, okay? So wanted to give you permission to do that, okay? And it was really hard for me. I gotta say, it was really hard for me to break apart this kit to be able to pull off the fabrics for it. But now, so I did that, I think I did that about 3 weeks ago. And maybe 4, but I'm thinking about 3 weeks ago. And now, the more I've thought about it, I've thought I'm really excited about just using these fabrics and just getting them made into a kit, or getting them made into a quilt that I have a plan for and that will get done. Now, I still own the pattern. I can still do whatever I want and make the pattern anytime I want. And I could buy new fabrics. I could try and find original fabrics if I really, really wanted to, but I'm getting excited. So, same thing with something like this. This fabric has a bunch of Pambuda, or this kit has a bunch of Pambuda fabrics in it. Love it. Now this one, sorry guys, I had a cold last week and my throat is still a little bit dry. This pattern, or these fabrics, would look beautiful in a lot of different patterns. So I don't know how well you guys can see these fabrics, but beautiful reproductions. If I don't end up making this kit, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So now I store my kits together like this, and I have the spot in my closet for kits that I haven't got to yet. And I will store them that way. I'm not going to break it up unless I have a specific purpose for it. So, Jordan, yes, I want to see your Halloween quilt. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to read this off my phone. Yes, I would love to see your Halloween quilt, Jordan. So, I will not break apart this kit until I have a new plan for it. So this kit is ready and waiting for me in my closet. When I have some time to make a new project, I kind of like to go shop my closet, go shop my space, and see what's exciting me. And recently, I think I told you guys this a couple of times. So I think it was it just last year? I think it might have been just last summer. My aunt came, who's the amazing organizing guru, that's not my talent, but she came and helped me, and we organized my whole closet, and we organized all my kits, and I cataloged all of them, so I know what kits I have. Now, out of all of my kits, and I'm not telling you how many I have, this is not true confessions time, I was really excited for most of them. I think out of all of them, I think there was 2 or 3 that I thought, I'm not going to make this. I'm going to break it apart. One I just broke apart and put back in my stash. One I broke apart, gave my friend part of the wool that was in there, because I don't do a lot of wool, and she does, and I ended up keeping the cotton and just putting that in part of my stash. And out of everything that I had, there was only a couple that way. The rest, I was still excited about. So I'm going to still keep doing this and save it just like this. And hopefully one day I can make this quilt, or I can get excited and realize what I have. So that's another thing, a reason to be organized and maybe catalog what you have, so you know what you have, so that even if you decide, okay, I know I've got a kit that has tulip pink fabric in it. If I don't want to do this particular pattern, I could do something else. Or I'm doing something else with tulip pink fabric in it. I need more fabric. You can look at what you already have. because in this day and age, we all know that fabric costs are expensive. So if you have something you can use that you've already paid for, might be a good idea to use that. So, okay, announcement time. So, we wanted to tell you the very first thing coming up is this Saturday, we are having a big summer blowout. So, we pulled a bunch of sale fabric. I think all that got pulled last week. And all of that fabric is already on sale at 30% off. And we're going to have an additional sale on Saturday. So if you want a lot of selection, maybe go in before Saturday. And then if you want to get a screaming deal, just come in on Saturday. So, and we have a few pre-cuts that will be available on Saturday as well at that special price. So it's just a 1 day only sale. Come on down. It's not the whole store. It's just our extra sale fabrics that are on the special. So we want to just make sure that you're aware of that. So come on down Saturday. I believe it's the 30th, right? Oh, my phone's right there. I believe it's the 30th, August 30th. So normal hours 10 to 5 and special sale on all of our already discounted sale fabrics. Okay. And right now, well, I haven't been in the store in a couple days because I did have that little cold last week. So I believe that we have several totes left of sale fabric. So go check it out. And it already is on sale if you want to buy it earlier this week, or if you can wait till Saturday, extra sale. Okay. And then we talked to you last week about September 11th and 12th. We're having a charity quilt retreat at the village next door. It's called Our Village Gives Back Quilt Retreat. It's free. We are taking registrations for it because we just want to account for numbers and make sure we have everything set up for all the people who are coming. So if you're planning on coming, please register. You need to register for one or both days. We did them separate so that if you can only come on the 11th or the 12th, that we can have another spot available for someone else the other day. And, but you can come both days too. But we've had an exciting development. We have someone who has got a donation. Oh, sunflower pillowcases, Jordan. That'll be beautiful. I'm glad you found some beautiful fabric. So we had someone who had a donation of a bunch of fabrics to make charity quilts, and they're all cut and ready to go, and she has enough for 27 quilts. So we are so excited. They are bringing all of this fabric, and we just need you to come sew, okay? So you don't have to bring anything except your sewing machine, some basic supplies. Come and sew with us. We'll have everything you absolutely need. Now, if you have something in your stash you're willing to donate, bring it. You can sew on that. You can sew on what we have. We're trying to make a good collection. Now, we have a couple of different ways we're going to donate these. And depending on what the actual quilt is, the size of it, the color scheme, all that stuff will depend on where we route it. Okay? We always like to donate to quilt. Oh, goodness. Why did my brain just go? Quilts Around the World? Why am my brain just went blank. It's the organization that we donated to for years. They are amazing, and we've loved donating stuff to them. And so we may send some stuff to them. We may send some stuff to our local care centers. And then we also wanted to do something for the families of the fallen officers, for the officers that we lost in my community last week. So for those of you who were to where, we had 2 officers that were killed in action last week here in my little town of Tremont, Utah. Services are actually in a couple of days for them, and we just thought we would love to get something to their families. So those are the 3 places that we will be donating items to. So like I said, oh, I haven't done my door hanger, Jordan. I haven't finished my Halloween one. I'm sorry yours got messed up. So we want to encourage you to sign up for those days, September 11th or 12th, 10 to 5, or a good portion of those days, whatever you guys can come. Please go register. The link is on our website. I'll drop the link in the comments here after we're finished. Just so we can account for numbers. Now, if you can't come those days and you still would like to donate, bring what you've got to donate. Finished Quilts Wrap the World. That's the name of the organization, you guys. Sorry, my brain goes blank sometimes. Wrap the World can take donations of unfinished quilt tops. Sorry, Jordan, I can't read that from here. Let's talk after the live today. They will take unfinished quilt tops. They will take yardage. They don't want scraps, but if you have yardage, if you have quilt kits you don't want to do anymore, if you have batting, if you have pieces that are big enough for backing, they will take all of that stuff, okay? So if you want to bring that those days or next week, or excuse me, the week of the retreat, we will make sure to get everything donated the way that it needs to be donated, okay? So please join in even if you can't attend those days as well. So if you have any questions about the Charity Quilts Along quilt retreat, let me know. But it should be really fun, such a good time to come sew together. I have a quilt top that I'm trying to get finished so that I can donate it to Wrap the World. And yeah, so that's it. And then the last thing that I wanted to say is just remember about our next mystery quilt retreat that we're having on October 30th and 31st. The actual quilt design is not Halloween, but the fabrics that we chose to do in it and the optional kit that you can purchase is Halloween fabrics. So it's going to be really fun. We have so much fun at the mystery quilt retreats, and oh, your cat is sitting backwards. I'm sorry, Jordan. It's okay though. I think it would look really cute. I don't think it matters. So anyway, the mystery quilt retreat, it's filling up. In fact, I should have checked before I got on today to make sure we still had spots, but I think we probably do. But just wanted to remind you about that, even though it's not for 2 months, I guess. I guess it's 2 months almost from today. So anyway, okay, thanks for joining me today. Next week, Fran and I should be back together. All should be well. We'll be back at the store and ready to go. So I hope you thought of something, learned something today. Maybe make a design wall. Do you like this quilt? It's so gorgeous. I've had so much fun making it. I'll link this as well. Come to our charity quilt along if you can, and think about different ways to use your stash. And it's okay if a kit doesn't end up in what you originally purchased for. It's okay. So, Jordan, I think the pattern's messed up. I think some of her stuff just wasn't reversed. So you could just reverse the pattern and it would turn out okay. I'm sorry, Jordan, but I bet it's fine if the cat's facing the other direction. So thanks everyone for joining. I hope you have a fabulous day. It's kind of a little bit overcast today, so I am grounded to my sewing room until this quilt is finished today. That's my plan. So hope you all have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.